All right, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the StackSats Show, your beginner-friendly guide to saving in Bitcoin. Because look at that, $51,817 Bitcoin today. We've been stacking here on the show all the way since I don't know, 27,000. So if you've been with us since the beginning, you're in gains. If not, don't worry about it. Keep stacking. Slow and steady wins the race, okay? Because fiat is on the race to the bottom and Bitcoin is on the race to the top. The more money they print, the more valuable your Bitcoin becomes. So shield your wealth from inflation by saving in Bitcoin. Today, it's a special day. It happened either last night or whenever, but the market cap of Bitcoin hit $1 trillion. $1 trillion with a T. So we're going to talk about that, what it means, and what exactly is $1 trillion in market cap. What other things that we know about that can we compare so we have a better idea of how significant this moment is. Okay, so we'll talk about that during the Why We Stack segment. But first, let's get into the first segment of the day, which we like to call Set Strength. Flex on them. Flex on them. All right, so today the price of Bitcoin is, like I said, $51,802 at the time of this recording. And sadly, now we are officially in the sub 2,000 Satoshis for a single dollar. Look at that. Okay? What is a Satoshi? A Satoshi is a fraction of a Bitcoin. Just like a dollar is made up of 100 cents, 100 pennies, a Bitcoin is made up of 100 million Satoshis. Okay? So don't be intimidated by the $51,000 price tag. You don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin all at once to start enjoying the benefits of shielding your wealth from inflation. You can start with as little as $1, $10, $20, $100, whatever you feel comfortable with. And as your knowledge of Bitcoin grows, you'll feel more and more comfortable with investing more and more, because you'll come to realize that the real risk is having your wealth in dollars. Okay? They're going to continue to inflate the money supply, and in doing so, devalue, debase the money that you're holding. Okay? Let's just say you're walking down the street, minding your own business. You look down, you see a penny, you pick it up, and all the day you'll have 19 Satoshis. Oh my gosh. When we first started the show, we were able to buy 39 Satoshis for a single penny, but now we're down to 19 Satoshis. It's bittersweet. It's sad, but it's telling you what I've been telling you for the past 8 months, that the purchasing power of the dollar, the purchasing power of the penny, is continuing to trend down, and you can buy less and less things with the same amount of money. In other words, you have to pay more of the same amount. You have to pay more dollars, more pennies for less Satoshis or less Bitcoin. Okay, so that is the Sat Strength. Hope you guys enjoyed that segment. Shout out, round of applause for everybody watching. Do me a favor, say something in the chat, say hello, so I can shout you out. And let's get into the next segment of the day that we like to call Why We Stack. Leonard, let's go. Round of applause from the live studio audience for Leonard. Okay, I have something I want to show you guys. Okay. What does it mean when we say market cap? It just means how much value is stored in an asset at the current time. Okay, so we're gonna look through the list, the top 100 assets by market cap. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna bring it up on the screen with the magic of technology with the browser. Bam, there it is. Let me adjust this so you don't see the ads. All right, get out of here, ads. All right, perfect. Okay, So Philip Morris, you know, the cigarette company, their market cap is $138 billion. Siemens Company, Texas Instruments, HSBC, China Construction Bank, BH Group. These are all the market caps for these different organizations, different companies, different assets. Okay. Union Pacific Corporation, $152 billion. American Express is worth $152 billion. Pfizer is worth $152.9 billion, right? Amgen, pharma company, Bank of China. General Electric is worth $159 billion, right? Uber, $160 billion. Okay, that's pretty cool. You guys recognize some of these brands, of course. Nike is worth $160 billion. Caterpillar, they make diggers and all that stuff. Forklifts, excavators, $161 billion. The metal palladium is worth about $164 billion. Comcast, IBM, Verizon, about $168 billion. Investco QQQ Trust, it's like a ETF, it's like a trust. It currently has $169 billion invested into it. Qualcomm's worth $171 billion. Wells Fargo, $174 billion. Intuit, Intel, $186 billion. China Mobile, $186 billion. AstraZeneca, drug company, T-Mobile, $191 billion. Cisco, networking company, $203 billion. Walt Disney is worth $204 billion. Shell, McDonald's, $207 billion in Big Macs. 207.7 Big Macs. SAP or SAP is worth $115 billion. PepsiCo, $229 billion. Platinum, the metal, is about $224 billion worth of value stored in platinum. Okay, let's see. I'm just gonna point out the ones that we recognize. Netflix, right? $250 billion. It's worth that. It's worth Coca-Cola is worth $254. Bank of America is $260 billion in assets, or what it's worth. Chevron, Salesforce, AMD, Toyota, $305 billion. Oracle, $313. Merck, $217 billion. Costco, $219 billion. Ethereum is worth $331 billion. Home Depot, Samsung, look at that, 370. ExxonMobil, 399. MasterCard, 433. Walmart, $453 billion. If she doesn't love you, Satoshi will accept you. Exactly. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Happy Valentine's Day. Keep stacking. You'll get a girlfriend someday. United Health, $477 billion. Visa, $568 billion. We're getting to some big numbers here, guys. Big numbers. Eli Lilly, $714 billion. Berkshire Hathaway, right? Berkshire Hathaway. There you go. They got flipped by Bitcoin, and they're now 11th, not even in the top 10. Bitcoin hit $1 trillion in assets managed, right? Or $1 trillion in value. So Bitcoin represents now $1.016 trillion of the market, whereas before, where's this feed? Is it this one? No, it's where is it? Maybe this one. This one. Not so long ago, we used to show this graphic on the show, and to show that like Bitcoin was only at a $400 billion market cap, right? Well, now it's more than doubled. So we are at $1 trillion, but still, look at all the money available out there that still could be potentially moved into Bitcoin, right? So we go, So we go here and we say, okay, so if Bitcoin is worth it's worth $1 trillion now, or the market cap of Bitcoin is $1 trillion. What's the next victim on the list? Who are we gonna flip next? Okay. And this could happen in a week. This could happen in less than a week, right? Bitcoin maybe flips Facebook, right? Facebook is worth $1.2 trillion in market cap, but Bitcoin is right there. It's on its heels, right? And as soon as it flips Facebook, and we're not that far. So it's in order to flip Facebook, I did some math, guys. Okay, I did some math. Where is it? Not math. Here we go. I did some math for this segment. Okay, in order to flip Meta or Facebook, Bitcoin has to get to 60,500. And I know it sounds like a lot, but we're at 51,700, 51,800. We're closer to flipping Meta than you know, it's like it's pretty dang close than anything else, right? So we flip Meta, and that's gonna make news, right? Because the market cap of Bitcoin will be more than the market cap of Facebook, right, or Meta. And then I think it'll happen pretty relatively quick to that. We'll flip silver, right, and that's a big deal, right? There's a lot of people that conserve their value in silver, right? But silver is something that you can make more of, and so it's not a good store of value. It used to be a good store of value, I guess, before. I don't know, even because gold's been around, so silver's always been like second best to gold. But there's always a way to mine more silver, mine more gold, and so they can make more of that supply. So even though it seems like you're not losing on it, you are losing on it. You're just losing on it on a slower burn. So you're basically losing at 2%, maybe 2%. So over the span of like 35 years, the value that you're holding in your silver or gold, and gold for sure, it'll be down about half, right? And it's probably even worse than that. It's still maybe 20 years. Okay, so that's important. Big milestones. What up? BTC Moon Guy in the house. Also Hard Hodl and Mr. Android. Round of applause from the live studio audience. So we're just kind of like deploying a little hopium, a little looking at some charts. So let's see how much money. What would Bitcoin have to hit in order to flip silver? It would have to hit $61,000. So just another $500 above flipping Facebook, and you flipped silver, just like that. It's wild, right? And then how much would Bitcoin have to hit to flip Amazon? I know this sounds crazy. Would be at an all-time high, at a new all-time high of $85,000. An $85,000 Bitcoin would flip Amazon. It's pretty wild, right? Okay, Amazon's pretty big, and if you start flipping these big names, I mean, still, Bitcoin's in the top 10 already. So that's a pretty big deal. But you start making your way up the list. Each time you bump one of these guys off, it's gonna make news, right? Okay, what price would Bitcoin have to get to in order to flip Nvidia, right, and be the sixth biggest market cap? It would have to get up to just another 1,000 more. 86,000. So I'd have to go from 85,000 flips Amazon to 86,000 to flip Nvidia, and that's wild. Can you imagine if it just blasts to there and flips like Nvidia and Amazon on the same day, right? Bitcoin is going to top off the chart. It will become the premier store of value. 100% agree with BTC Moon Guy. I 100% agree. It's the hardest money you can keep. So everybody's starting to realize it, and then so they're going to start moving their wealth into it. For the same reason that you and I put our wealth into it. It's the same reason why a company, a corporation, a nation state, a retirement fund, a baseball club, a fishing club, anybody with a budget that's trying to hold money long term is going to start to understand that the best way to store that value is in Bitcoin. And when that happens, as it keeps happening, the market cap of Bitcoin will keep going up and up. And when the market cap of Bitcoin hits $90,000 per Bitcoin, we would have flipped Alphabet, Google. We would have flipped Google. Can you imagine? the market cap of Bitcoin being more than the market cap of Google, just like that, creeping up, right? It doesn't seem like it's possible, but all we have to hit is $90,000 Bitcoin. We're not even at $100,000 yet, right? Yeah, we are at new all-time highs at 90,000, but it's pretty wild, right? The Saudi Aramco, in order to flip the Saudi Aramco, we'd have to hit $99,000 Bitcoin, right? That's not even 100,000 yet. $99,000 Bitcoin flips Saudi Aramco, and that makes Bitcoin the fourth biggest market cap. Okay, just like that. It's crazy. Okay, let's see. From there, if we wanted to take down the big dog, Apple, take a bite at the apple. In order to take a bite at the apple, Bitcoin would have to hit. I feel like saying only, because it feels like it's not that much. When you look at it, it would only have to hit $135,000. If Bitcoin hit 135,000, it would flip Apple, and it would be the third biggest asset by market cap, right? And then finally, well, second to the last would be, from there, just going up another $9,000 and hitting $144,000 Bitcoin would flip Microsoft, and then Bitcoin would be the second biggest market cap asset, right? And then from there, it would be a damn big climb to add another. Can you imagine Bitcoin at $3 trillion? That's insane. You'd have to add another $10 trillion worth of value to Bitcoin. Where is that thing? Is it here? Here. Right? You hear $10 trillion, it sounds like a lot, but let's say let's say that people realize that holding real estate is not as lucrative as they thought, because if they just held the same value in Bitcoin, it's going to keep going up, and they don't have to deal with tenants, rents, insurance, taxes, and dealing with repairs, right? And they're like, you know what? Screw that. I'm just gonna take my money. I'm gonna take a percentage of my real estate portfolio, liquidate it, and put some of that money into Bitcoin. Okay. Some of my bonds, I'm gonna sell some of my bonds because those aren't even making me money. They're actually losing me money. And by the time I get paid, the money I get paid is devalued, so it doesn't make sense, right? Yeah, you're gonna get the money you were promised 10 years down the road, but what's that money gonna be able to buy you? Nothing. Okay, because of inflation. Okay. Just straight up holding money in cash, people will start to understand that, hey, holding money in cash is devaluing me. Okay, just a small percentage of all of these different asset classes going into Bitcoin will get us to that additional 10 trillion. Not to mention money leaving gold and going into Bitcoin, right? Because that's also losing. So as money leaves gold to move into Bitcoin, their market cap drops and it becomes more attainable. Maybe Bitcoin doesn't have to come up another 10 trillion after it gets to the Microsoft level. Maybe it just has to go up another 5 trillion, because while it's going up, people are moving their money from gold into the real stuff, into Bitcoin, right? Anyway, based on the current setups, in order for Bitcoin to flip gold, Bitcoin would have to be worth $650,000. Not even $1 million. Can you imagine? Not even $1 million, and you'd flip gold, right? And also, not to mention, people that are leaving gold would also lower their market cap and make it more attainable for us to flip that. Anyway, that's what I got for you guys for the Why We Stack segment. Hope you guys enjoyed that little segment. It's just a little hopium, you know. We're having a good time. We're at $51,000. Jeez, man, just wait till you guys see the the stat recap. Oh my gosh, so good. Oh my God, I don't even want to see it. It's just like, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's like euphoric, right? All right. So that said, if you guys have any questions, please do put them in the chat. If you're enjoying the show so far, do me a favor, hit that like button. And let's get into the next segment of the show, which we like to call Stack Recap. All right, read them and weep. Let's go. Just like that. We are, this is so unbelievable. 17, almost 18% up in our holdings. just in 2024. If you found this show at the beginning of the year and you started stacking with us, whatever amount, constantly, Monday through Friday, you're up 18%, right? Just like that. Super simple. And it's insane. But the proof is in the pudding, right? Proof is there. Okay? As the value of the dollar keeps getting debased, the value of your Bitcoin keeps going up. Okay? So this is where we're at right now. We've bought 2.9 million Satoshis. It cost us $1,280. And now if you try to buy the same amount of Satoshis, it would cost us 1,510 weaker dollars. Okay? Let's look at the overall status for the show. And I'm almost afraid to start showing this. I might need to stop showing this. Overall for the show, we've accumulated 13.6 million Satoshis. We paid $4,784.91. DCA'd Bitcoin cost averaged all the way from May 22nd, 2023 till today, or till yesterday. And though we paid $4,784 for those Satoshis, and if we were to try to buy the same amount of Satoshis today, it would cost us 48% more dollars. It would cost us $7,081 for the same amount of Satoshis. What's that telling you? It's telling you that you need more weaker dollars to buy the same amount of stuff, to buy the same amount of Satoshis, to buy the same amount of real estate, whatever. Okay? The point is that the dollar is debasing, and so far, you can see here, it's 48% down in value since we started the show. Okay? Now, don't be discouraged if you see these numbers and you're like, oh man, I'll never be able to put away $4,000 or even $1,000. Don't worry about it. Put away the minimum, which would be $10 on a buy. $10, $20. You can manage $10, $20, guys. You can manage that easily. Sell some stuff, mow some lawns, do something, right? What up, J-Dub in the house? Round of applause from the live studio audience for J-Dub. Ooh, where's it? There it is. Choo. Live studio audience was slacking right there. They missed the cue. But yeah, it's amazing. Okay, so that's our status. The current price of Bitcoin is 51,000, so it's well above our average buy price. So today, we're going to do a $20 stack. A $20 stack for today. What up? All right, here we go. So nothing else left to do, but you know. It's time to stack some sats. Let's go. Most expensive sats we ever bought on the show so far. Let's go. Here we go. Let's buy some sats, boys. Browser going. There it is. $20 worth of Satoshis today. Let me get that preview going. $20 worth of Satoshis today on the Stack Sats Show, episode 161. There we go. All right, bringing it back so you guys can see the actual purchase. I'm not messing with you guys. I'm actually buying this stuff. Here it is. All right, gonna cut the music. Drum roll, please. And we're buying $20 worth of Bitcoin today. February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day to you. Happy Valentine's Day to me. Happy Valentine's Day. I want you to go treat yourself to some Satoshis. Treat yourself to some sweet, sweet Satoshis. They'll never let you down. They'll never betray you. As long as you hold true and you hold the keys, your Bitcoin is yours, never to be lost or abandoned. There it is. The purchase has been made. And now, nothing else left to do but chillax, sit back, enjoy your stack, and wait for it to keep going up. It will pump. Pump you up. All right. So today is 2/14/24, and we paid. Oh my gosh, $51,841 Bitcoin. We bought $20 worth. 0.00038,194. And yes, we are below 2,000 sats per dollar. No, damn. It seemed like it would never come, but now it's there, and I'm kind of sad about it. But oh, we didn't even hit 3 million satoshis yet. Oh my gosh. Oh no. 3 million satoshis. What's happening? All right. I get myself a little worked up. I know. I get it. But there it is. Yeah, it's still happening. We're gonna update the whole sheet. Boom, boom. Every buy on the show is here. If you're interested in checking it out, type in !sat sheet in the chat, and you'll get a link to this tracker. That's the template that you can use to check out, or you can use to duplicate and have your own tracker. Okay, I'll type it in for you guys. Sat. Sat sheet. What the heck? Sat. There it is. My caps lock was acting up. Sat sheet. There it is. All right. So let's get into the Q&A segment of the show. What up, Carl? Round of applause from the live studio audience for Carl. Carl, we're rich. Carl, have you been looking at the price? Because dang. All right. We are styling. We're styling. Okay. It's gonna keep getting better, guys. But you know, we might. I told you guys yesterday. Oh, checking in from Miami. Dang, let's go. Miami's pretty like Bitcoin friendly, I heard. Yeah, Carl. I mean, Carl's already living the life in Miami. Carl, go get a picture. Go get a picture of the Bitcoin bull. I think it's in Miami. There's a Bitcoin bull somewhere in there in Florida. That's awesome. That's awesome. Cool. So let's do some questions, answers, that kind of stuff. I have questions if you guys don't have any. I'm excited, guys. Super excited for today. It's very cool to see this kind of start happening. After waiting for so long, I started accumulating Bitcoin on the way down. But I didn't give up. I kept buying on the way down, and I kept buying, and I kept dollar cost averaging, and I just kept going. On my private jet now, let's go. Yes. Carl's not even there for work, he's just there for play. Let's go. That's awesome. That's funny. Yeah, I don't even know. Like, I sent my family my burrito index sheet just to be like, hey, come on, guys. Look, we're getting so close. We're getting so close to 50% off burritos. 50% off burritos. Let's go. 50%, almost 25% off tacos. Almost 50% off milk. Almost 50% off bread. It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, just like that. Stack sats. Things get cheaper. BTC got me here. It will take me home too. There you go. There you go. That's so wild. But yeah. Oops. Sorry guys, didn't mean to scare you. Yeah, that is the Stack Sats show. If you're new to the show and you have any questions, feel free to ask questions at any time. I will stop what I'm doing, answer your question. I'm here to more than anything else, try to help the beginners and steer you guys towards Bitcoin only, and try to save you the pain of getting persuaded into dealing with altcoins or poop coins or SHIT coins, whatever you want to call them. They're a waste of time. They're a scam. They're just a way for people to take your money. Don't do it. Don't poop coin. Also to preach and to make sure you understand that when you buy Bitcoin at an exchange or wherever, just because you log into that exchange and it shows you have a balance of X amount of Bitcoin, it doesn't mean it's actually yours. Okay? It's not yours until you move it off of the exchange into your wallet that you have the keys for. Okay? That's what we call taking custody. Once you take custody, then you can chill. Okay? But if it's on the exchange, it's not yours. Okay? Mr. Android, we didn't talk about the emergency fund yet, but I did think about it for a while, and I want to share my thoughts on it, and also understand that there's different situations. People have different situations, and so what I do might not work for you guys or for you or anybody, right? But it's kind of what works. It's kind of what works for me. At this point, in the state of how Bitcoin is, and all of the relentless buying by these ETFs, and the relentless draining of coins of Bitcoin on exchanges, and the supply getting smaller and smaller, they're buying Bitcoin 12 times. They're buying 12 times more Bitcoin daily or per session than Bitcoin releases per day. So they're buying 9,000 Bitcoin altogether, not to mention what everybody else is buying outside of ETFs, just people like you and me and corporations and other stuff. What up, Matthew? Round of applause from the live studio audience for Matthew. Choo! They're draining the exchanges. And so what's going to happen when the exchanges are out of Bitcoin? They're going to start to pump the price even more to get you to move your Bitcoin off of your self-custody and into an exchange to sell. Okay? What price does Bitcoin have to be at for you to sell at? A lot of you guys will say, I'll never sell. But when you're seeing $1 million Bitcoin and you need that money, you might be tempted to sell, right? They're going to try to tempt everybody to sell. Okay? So let's go back to the question. Do I hold any money in an emergency fund? At this point, I do not, because fortunately, my situation, I have a really good job. Well, I consider a really good job. My wife is also employed, and we have a steady income of money that we use to. My philosophy is if I need to pay for something right away, then I'll just keep it in cash and pay for the things I need to pay, right? I use my credit cards to earn points and benefits for stuff that I'm going to pay for anyway. And when I get paid, I pay everything off, so I'm not in a deficit. And anything extra that's beyond that, I put into Bitcoin, because as you can see from our little basic burrito index, and I keep bringing this up, is if I were to have held money since October, it would be able to buy me 46%, no, 50. Is it backwards? 52% less money, less stuff than if I had it in Bitcoin. So just by having my money in Bitcoin, emergency fund included, based on the situation where Bitcoin keeps going up because of everything we just talked about, it makes more sense for me to have that quote unquote emergency fund in Bitcoin. And if something happens where I need to pay for something quickly, I have my credit cards too, right? And credit cards are as long as you pay them off, you're fine, right? But yeah, that's kind of my philosophy on emergency fund right now. Is I don't really have one. I have emergency credit cards, and all of my surplus is going into the best piggy bank that has ever existed. Because for the first time ever, actually, the Bitcoin piggy bank actually grows your purchasing power, and why would I put it anywhere else, right? So, I guess Bitcoin is my emergency fund, right? Bitcoin is my emergency fund, I guess. Yeah. the potential upside, if I had to liquidate some Bitcoin to to cover some kind of emergency, it would be rare, and because I have a job and I'm doing I have like health insurance through my job, right? Anyway, so that's why having a separate emergency fund wouldn't work for me. But if you guys do need an emergency fund, like you guys basically have to look at your own situation, right? Like some of you guys might be single, some of you guys might not be might have kids, not have kids, right? That's also factors in. But that's my basic premise or my basic setup for emergency fund, right? Anyway, do you use Electrum desktop wallet? I do not, but I try to set up wallets when I hear about them. I'll set them up just to see what they're like, and I'll use them with the testnet just so I get some familiarity with them. So I'll check that out. I'll check out the Electrum desktop wallet. Electrum is the best. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Maybe I'll use it. Maybe I'll use it with my Blockstream Jade device that I couldn't get to work on my phone through Bluetooth. That kind of sucks. Another thing that I was gonna ask about. What was it? Well, I had another thing. What node do you like? So I have a what's it called? Let's see. A second, guys. I have a Apollo BTC full node. It's like it's basically like a little box that's a miner. It does I think it does like three terahash, which is kind of nothing. 3 terahash, and it has a node. It runs also node software, so that's the node that I run. So it's an Apollo BTC miner with the full node integrated. It's easy to manage. It's out of the way, and it's mining actually. So it's pretty funny. I think it does like 200 watts. I think it uses like a 200 watt power supply. So it's not a lot, but it's still it's since I have other miner setups, I point that miner to normally people use that as like a lottery miner, right? But I just point it to my other pool where I'm mining with my bigger stuff. That way it just kind of gets added into my sats. So I'm actually able to withdraw those sats. Umbro looks good, although not sure if it's open source. Interesting. Yeah, I can't say that I set one up from scratch like that, where you use like a Raspberry Pi or whatever. But I don't know if the new version of the Raspberry Pi is out. I think the Raspberry Pi 5 is supposed to be pretty beefy. That might be a good option to run that on once they get all this stuff figured out. But yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, that's crazy. So that's what I got for the StackSats show. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I love seeing people here. We got 7 people watching, 7 likes. Let's go. Very nice. So let's start to wrap up the show. Happy Valentine's Day to you. If you're single, don't worry, you won't be single for long. Gonna be fighting him off with a stick. Stay humble. Keep stacking, boys. Don't let up. Okay, don't let up. Stick to your hodling schedule. Stick to your Bitcoin cost averaging schedule, and enjoy the ride. You guys are doing it right. It's vindication. You know, it's people are calling you crazy. Who's crazy now? Right? All right. Well, enjoy the rest of the day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Happy Valentine's Day. See you tomorrow. But until then, if you ain't stacking, you're slacking. Let's go. Matthew, you're nuts.